Hey, everybody, this is the Cashman's Playbook. It's Saturday, February 4th. We're going to try to get through this in 10 or 15 minutes so you can go on with your day. We're 6-1 in college basketball the first 2 weeks of the show. We're going to do this every Saturday, even through Major League Baseball season, so we're going to do it through the summer as well. If you want to become a subscriber picks member and get everything I send out to members, go to TheCashmanwins.com. Check out our affordable options there. For those of you who have dealt with other handicappers in this business, I think you'll be surprised at how affordable and transparent I am. So please give me a look at TheCashmanwins.com. So let's get into today's games. We've got two solid slates of games the last 2 weeks for sports betting. This, to me, however, not a great Saturday for betting. I think some good games to watch, but betting, I think they're a little dicey. I would tread cautiously with this slate of games. Fun to watch, but tough to cap and bet on. So for those of you that know me, I'm not going to tell you something is a lock or mislead you about my confidence in plays. This is a low confidence Saturday with these games. They're really tough. But when I started doing this, I wanted a format for this show each week. So I want to put out at least 3 plays. And then, like I said, I'll be upfront with you how much I like them and how much I don't like them. So just exercise some discipline with this schedule of games. And let's jump into it here. Let's start at 2 p.m. We've got Duquesne at George Washington. I'm going to take George Washington -1, one of the many close ones on the slate today. I do like some things about George Washington's offense here. 54th in the nation in effective field goal percentage, and they're number 12 in the nation in 2-point field goal position. George Washington also a very good free throw shooting team, 34th best in the country. Close game. Free throw shooting probably going to come into play here. George Washington shoots just over 46% from the field at home. Duquesne, on the other hand, shoots just a little over 41% on the road. A close game. I'm going to lean George Washington -1 as the home favorite here. The next game, we're going to throw in I know some of you like to do parlays. I'm not a big parlay guy. I don't send them out very often. If I do, I try to keep them to 2 teams. But every once in a while, you find a personal play where you can get some plus money that may be worth a look. And I've got one here. It's a 3-team parlay, round 1 plus 126 to plus 130 on your return. We've got Central Arkansas at Stetson. We've got that's at 2 p.m. We've got 2 p.m. also Miami, Ohio at Ohio. And then at 5:30, we've got McNeese State at Texas A&M Commerce. So I'm going to take Stetson on the money line. I'm going to take Ohio on the money line. And then I'm going to take Texas A&M Commerce on the money line. Stetson and Ohio, both should be good for us. Commerce, they might be the team that kills this parlay if it does not hit, but numbers are there for Texas A&M Commerce. So it just feels like it could be one of those spots where they hit a little bump on the road. Not a great team, but they are actually a pretty good shooting team overall. They're number 18th in the nation in 2-point field goal percentage. You look at McNeese State, who they play, losers of 8 in a row, and they're 2-11 on the road this season. So I think Commerce is 5.5-point home favorites. We're going to do a 3-team money line parlay. We'll do Stetson, Ohio, and Texas A&M Commerce, all home favorites today. 3-team money liner around plus 126 to plus 130 on your return there. For the third game, let's go to tonight. We're going to go Dayton at St. Bonaventure. St. Bonaventure is a 5.5-point dog. I'm going to lean towards the Bonnies in this one. Home and away numbers check out for this matchup. That's the averages. And as far as my process goes, home and away averages in a matchup, that's one of the first things that really determine how much time I'm going to spend working on a game. If the home and away numbers check out, then I'll dig a little deeper and look at the kind of teams these teams have played over the course of the season and see why those numbers do check out. Sometimes it's a disparaging discrepancy in schedule earlier in the season for these smaller teams that go on the road and play the bigger schools. Then they start playing a little better when they come back playing teams closer to their level. But this game checks out. Dayton is a good team. They're rated number 67 at Ken Palm. But Dayton not playing their best ball right now. Back-to-back road losses at Rhode Island and George Washington. They come home, they blow out Richmond, and then they struggle at home against Loyola Chicago, needing overtime. And Loyola Chicago's had a little bit of a rough transition after leaving the Missouri Valley Conference. So Dayton not playing their best right now. St. Bonaventure, they're at home off of back-to-back road wins. They're 9-2 against the spread at home this season. You look at Dayton 3-7 against the spread on the road this season. 5.5 is a lot of points for a home dog in college basketball. And I think in this matchup, it's a lot. So I'm going to take St. Bonaventure plus 5.5 at home to cover against Dayton. So that'll be the 3 plays. We'll take George Washington -1. We're going to do the 3-team parlay on the money line: Stetson, Ohio, Texas A&M Commerce, and then we'll do St. Bonaventure +5.5 tonight, hosting Dayton at 8 p.m. Now, the big game a lot of us are interested in, me being located in Indiana, we've got a lot of IU and Purdue fans. Purdue is at Indiana today at 4 p.m. Last look, Indiana, it was a pick'em, or Indiana was a 1-point home favorite. You look at this matchup, you think of the two big men here for each team: Edey for Purdue, Trace Jackson-Davis for Indiana. We'll go back to look last year. Edey combined for 22 points, and I think it was the first two meetings, in the two meetings last year with IU. He's improved as a player. He's really becoming a beast for Purdue. Jackson-Davis for Indiana, just 4 points in the meeting in Bloomington last year because of foul trouble. But IU pulled out the win, led by Xavier Johnson, and that big shot by Rob Finney to win the game. I think Indiana's really going to need their guards in this game. Hood Schifino had that huge game against Ohio State last Saturday, and then he follows it up, goes 1 for 14 at Maryland this week. Really, there was a huge free throw discrepancy in that game as well, but if he could have just knocked in 3 or 4 more shots, even shooting under 50%, this IU would still be right there in that game. IU's going to need their guards in this game. Hood Schifino needs to bounce back, and I think Tamar Bates needs to be a scorer in this game as well. You know, I think he's probably their best shooter. Only got off 5 or 6 shots in the last game, and they missed him a couple times, focusing on down low and really working through double teams when they could have kicked it out. IU, maybe they can go at Edey early, but he's not a man. He doesn't get in foul trouble very much. He's not fouled out all year. He's only accumulated more than 3 fouls in a game twice all season. He's so big, he doesn't have to leave his feet. He can just stand there with his arms up, and it's hard to get a shot over him. So I don't know that they can get him in foul trouble. You want to keep Jackson-Davis out of foul trouble. But the bottom line, like I said, I think Indiana has to get their guards contributing here. It's not going to be a game you can ride Jackson-Davis's back, I don't think. It's a really good defensive unit for Purdue. They're not going to make things easy. I'm not going to bet this game pre-tip off. I want to see how Hood Schifino bounces back. If he can come out and hit a couple shots early on, I will take a look and see what kind of number I can find on Indiana. But if he's going to come out and struggle like he did last game, I think the Hoosiers could be in some trouble unless one of these other guards, Galloway or Bates, really steps up and hits some shots. But I think they're going to have a couple guards like they did last year. I think they're going to have to have a couple guards for Indiana to step up if they're going to win this game today. No play, pre-tip. We'll look and see if we can find a live play. If we do have a live play, I will post that on Twitter at TheCashmanWins on Twitter. So that's going to be all for this Saturday. We got the Super Bowl next weekend. We got March Madness not far after that. If you want to become a Picks member, go to TheCashmanwins.com. Affordable options for around $1 per week. Right now, we've got 1 year, $55. That'll get you through the end of next year's Super Bowl. You can get 2 years for $78. That'll get you through the end of the 2025 Super Bowl. Or you can get a lifetime pass for $179. That's normally $399. We take PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. You can even do credit or debit card via e-invoice if you wish. Just go to the website, TheCashmanwins.com. Check everything out. You can DM me on Twitter. You can email me if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer anything that you ask. And I hope everyone enjoys the day. Enjoy these games today. Go cautiously with these 3 plays. And good luck, Indiana. I hope we get a win for the Hoosiers here, hosting Purdue. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.